How to temper chocolate. With the exception of the squirrels, the glass elevator, and the edible wallpaper, transform your kitchen into a scene from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The secret to gleaming, gorgeous chocolate confections is tempering chocolate. Use it as decoration or to make a glittering, sturdy container for your ganache truffles. You too can manufacture chocolates that even Willy Wonka would be envious of with a little effort. What does chocolate tempering mean? Let's talk a little science for a second. Milk solids, sugar, cocoa butter, and cacao are the ingredients that make up chocolate. Because it is fat, the cocoa butter inside the chocolate is what gives it its velvety mouthfeel. However, as you've undoubtedly observed with other meals, fat can occasionally separate and float to the top of a food product. Similar to salad dressing. Imagine chocolate as a condiment for a salad. A salad dressing's vinegar and oil separate after a few hours on the counter. After being heated, chocolate may experience the same phenomenon. The cocoa butter starts to crystallize as soon as the chocolate is removed from the heat and allowed to cool. It is isolated from the others. The irregular crystallization of the cocoa butter results in a chocolate bar that never completely sets at room temperature and has a dull appearance. Later on, the chocolate may develop a bloom, those pesky white bubbles of fat on the chocolate. This separation issue can be resolved. You can regulate the crystallization of your chocolate by tempering it, giving it a lustrous finish and that satisfying snap when you split a piece of store-bought chocolate in two. A thermometer and a little bit of time are all that is needed to temper chocolate. To temper chocolate, you must heat it to a temperature that completely dissolves all bonds and solids associated with cocoa butter. The temperature is then lowered to ensure that the chocolate crystallizes uniformly. Last but not least, reheat the chocolate just enough so that it is usable. Tempering chocolate. Step number 1. Prepare the chocolate by weighing it out either in cups or with a scale. First, use about 3/4 of it. So reserve 1/4 of it. Step number 2. Chop up 3/4 of the chocolate finely. The chocolate will melt more evenly as a result. Step number 3. Put every last bit of chocolate in a big dish. Slice up the final 14 of the chocolate. This will be applied to the seeding procedure. Step number 4. Melt the chocolate in the large basin. The most regulated method of melting chocolate is over a double boiler, although you may also use a microwave. Today, we made the decision to melt the chocolate in the microwave, stirring it every 30 seconds. Step number 5. Start gradually incorporating the seeded chocolate into the melted chocolate. Chocolate must be stirred until it melts. The temperature should start to drop right away as a result of the solid chocolate. Add one more handful of chocolate when it is melted, then whisk. The tempered chocolate should start to thicken once all the chocolate has melted. Step number 6. The second temperature is shown here. When the chocolate reaches 80 to 84 degrees Fahrenheit, it is tempered. Continue stirring the chocolate if it is still too warm until it reaches the right temperature. Step number 7. Test the chocolate by dipping a piece of parchment paper into it after it has reached the proper temperature. The chocolate should start to solidify after a few minutes. Due to the extreme heat in our kitchen that day, we found this challenging. Our home is in Florida. It's a problem. Always. It is beginning to build up toward the margins, as you can see. You may use your chocolate once you've confirmed that it is tempered. Warm the chocolate in the microwave in increments of 10 seconds, never going past 86 degrees Fahrenheit if it becomes too thick. Once it reaches that point, the temper is lost, and you must start over. That's not enjoyable. Ingredients: 2 cups of split chocolate chips. Instructions: 1½ cups of chocolate chips should be melted in the microwave at 121 to 131 degrees Fahrenheit, stirring every 30 seconds. Remove from the microwave once the temperature is reached and toss in the remaining half a cup of chocolate chips. As soon as the chocolate reaches 80 to 84 degrees Fahrenheit, stir. By dipping a piece of parchment paper in the chocolate, you may check the temper. The chocolate should have solidified on the paper after a few minutes. Use cocoa as required. If the chocolate is too thick, carefully reheat it in the microwave to 86 degrees Fahrenheit while stirring every 10 seconds.